Welcome to Bronx Knights Baseball. I'm RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. We play D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, on a weekly basis. We play on Zoom. We stream to YouTube. But when we're not playing Dungeons and Dragons, I like to play video games. One of the video games I like to play is MLB The Show 20. This is a created franchise on MLB The Show 20. Name of the franchise is the Bronx Knights. I've inserted them into the American League West, as you can see from the league standings. Right now, they're 3 games up on the Seattle Mariners with a 36-22 record. I'm in the middle. It's basically June 1st, June 2nd, whatever the date is. 2 months of the season have passed. The next game I play in the schedule is the 3rd game in a 3-game set against the Mariners. So it's a difference between being 4 games up in the division or 2 games up, depending on whether I win this game or lose this game. So let's get this show on the road. Here it is right here, as you can see right there. June 2nd against Seattle. Few organization games. My intention is to play every inning of every game of a 162-game schedule. Right now, the difficulty setting is on all-star for hitting and pitching. So let's, game proceedings, okay. Play full game. We are the home team playing at Classic Yankee Stadium. It's in the rain, it looks like. Okay. Let's see, who should I put? Saps is fine, but Saps is cold. So let's put Mattingly at DH. And who's going to play first base? Let's see, can Gio Urshela can play first base. So Lukelich, Mattingly, Ramos, O'Rourke, Salazar, Benny Lo Cicero. Actually, instead of Benny Lo Cicero, let's put Manuel Margot in there. And here we go. That's it. Yeah, we lead the series against the Seattle Mariners 2-0. Get the brooms out. If I win this game, it's a 3-game sweep, and we have a 4-game lead in the division. And these are the statistics. And it is raining here in the Bronx for this American League West matchup as the Seattle Mariners visit the Bronx Knights here at Yankee Stadium, Classic Yankee Stadium. On the mound for the Bronx Knights is Brendan Pizarski, making his 12th start of the season. His record is 4-2 with a 4.46 earned run average. And leading off is Shane Victorino, who's hitting .280 with 6 homers and 25 runs batted in. And the first pitch of the game from Pizarski, in there for strike 1.
First pitch, 111.
Grounds it. Oh, it's just foul. Past the diving Mattingly at first base. So very quickly there are 2 strikes on Victorino. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on the slider. And there's 1 out here in the first.
Batting second, the third baseman, Drew Mendoza.
Next up is Drew Mendoza, hitting .267 with 6 homers and 49 runs batted in for the Seattle Mariners. And he pulls it hard but foul. Strike 1. Last year's Rookie of the Year, Mendoza. And he pulls it yet again down the first base line, but goes foul. Count as no balls and 2 strikes. Just off the plate, ball 1, count as 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bronx Knights are 14 games over 500. Good for first place in the American League West, 3 games over the Mariners. Oh, and he hits it high and deep with 2 outs. Check that, with 2 strikes, that's an upper deck shot for Drew Mendoza, his 7th homer of the season. A solo shot, and the Seattle Mariners take a very quick 1-0 lead. Oof, too much to the plate. Oh boy, killed it. So next up is Fernando Tatis Jr. hitting an even 300 with 14 homers and 40 runs batted in. He's the shortstop, batting 3rd for the Mariners. And he hits it up the middle for a base hit. Big turn at first, but he remains there for a single. So with 1 out here in the top of the 1st, Tatis Jr. is on first base.
The first baseman, number 5.
Hard line drive up the box, back through the box. Actually, the shift was on. Had the shift not been on, he might have hit it right at the shortstop. So Freddie Freeman steps in with a runner at first. He's hitting .267 with 6 homers and 22 runs batted in. And he slaps it foul. Strike 1. Swing and a miss to the 2-seamer. Count as no balls, 2 strikes on Freeman. He goes out of the strike zone and fouls the high fastball back. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss to the slider, and there are 2 outs. Second strikeout for Pizarski.
That is
Real time.
the left fielder, Andrew Benintendi.
Next up is Andrew Benintendi hitting .273 with 5 homers, 29 runs batted in. And he pulls it foul down the right field line, but Margot is there. He makes the catch to retire the side. But they score a run on Drew Mendoza's 7th homer of the season. And after half inning of play, it's the Mariners 1. Bronx Knights coming to bat. On the mound for the Mariners, Robin Roberts making his 13th start of the season. He has a record of 7-1 with a 4 ERA, 4.00 earned run average. And he gets to face Max Lukelich, the left fielder for the Bronx Knights, hitting .333 with 2 homers, 15 runs batted in, and 13 stolen bases on the season. After 2 months, it is June 2nd. And it takes a strike on the corner. Mariners are 12 games over 500, second place. And he pulls it just foul. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Lukelich. And that's a called strike 3. There's 1 out.
Batting second, the designated hitter,
Don Mattingly, today's designated hitter. He usually plays first base for the Bronx Knights. He's designated hitter today. He's hitting .299 with 10 homers and 47 runs batted in. Fouls off the outside fastball for strike 1. And he skies it to right, but right there is, I believe it's Mendoza. Could be Nelson Cruz. Starting lineup for the Knights. Max Lukelich led off. Don Mattingly is designated hitter. Chris Ramos is at second. Michael O'Rourke is in center. Jacob Salazar is at short. Matt Termini is at third. Anthony Miller is the catcher. Gio Urshela is at first base today. And Manuel Margot is at right field and batting 9th. Chris Ramos, hitting .367 of the season, steps up with 2 outs. Takes it high for ball 1. He has 21 homers and 53 runs batted in. And he fouls off the fastball. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch is outside. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike. He fouls it back. Count is 2-2. Inside ball 3, count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here on the bottom of the first. Here comes the payoff pitch. Pitch is high, ball 4, and Ramos walks. So with 2 outs, they have a base runner. Next up is the center fielder, Michael O'Rourke. Batting .343, 12 homers, 39 RBIs. And he skies it the other way, but right there is Benintendi, and he makes the catch to retire the side. So after 1 inning of play, Seattle has a 1-0 lead. Top of the second, Hall of Fame catcher, Gary Carter, 254, 10 homers, 29 runs batted in. Steps in against Brendan Pizarski. He takes strike 1 at the knees. Strike 2, changeup. Count is no balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, the slider out in front, and there's 1 out. That's his 3rd strikeout of the contest.
That is set. The second baseman.
Way out in front, expecting the fastball. So, Isan Diaz, okay, obviously a part-time player, is playing in right field today. Hits it right into the teeth of the shift. Salazar throws off line, but Gio Urshela reaches over and makes the tag for the out. So the error is avoided. Donovan Casey steps up with 2 outs. He's hitting .268 on the season. Strike 1. Swing and a miss. The 2-seam fastball, strike 2. Count is no balls, 2 strikes. And he pops him up. Gio is there in foul territory, makes the catch, and they retire the side. So, inning and a half's been played. It's the Seattle Mariners 1, the Bronx Knights 0. Leading off the bottom of the second inning, Jacob Salazar hitting .329 with 5 homers and 30 runs batted in. Batting from the left side against the righty, Roberts. And he hits it high and deep, but it curves foul. Just a long strike to lead off the at-bat. Outside, ball 1. Count evens 1 ball, 1 strike. Nope. Low, 2-1. Just gets a piece of the sinker. Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Low in the dirt. Count is 3-2. Full count. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second. And it's high. He walked the leadoff man. Salazar is at first with bases on balls. Next up is Matt Termini, the third baseman. He's hitting .273 with 4 homers and 25 runs batted in. He hasn't hit well against right-handed pitching this season, but he's hoping to change that. And he jams him in on his hands. It's skied out to Victorino, who makes the catch for the first out here in the bottom of the second. No advance on the base pass. Defense for the Mariners from left to right in the outfield is Benintendi, Victorino, and Josh Rojas. And on the infield is Mendoza, Tatis Jr., Isan Diaz playing second base today, Freddie Freeman at first, with Gary Carter behind the plate. So next up is Anthony Millo, He's the catcher. He's hitting 220, 1 homer, 17 runs batted in. And he pulls it foul. Strike one. Salazar takes a big lead off first. And quick throw over there to keep him as close as possible. Swipe tag by Freeman. Count is no balls and 1 strike on Anthony Miller. And as a pitch out, the throw down is still not in time. So they knew he was running, they pitched out, but he had enough of a jump to beat the throw regardless. So, stolen base by Salazar. A walk and a steal. Now a runner in scoring position. It's hit off the pitcher. Runner advances to third, and he is out at first. Nice play by the pitcher to stop it from going up the middle. Would have possibly been an RBI single up the middle, but he knocks it down and makes the play himself. The runner advances to third with 2 outs. Gio Urshela is up. Part-time player playing for Mattingly at first. He's hitting 378, but that's with maybe 35, 40 at-bats. And he fouls off the fastball for strike one. Tying run is 60 feet away. 90 feet away. Check that. Tying run is 90 feet away. And he hits it high and deep. Will it go over his head? No, it will not. Andrew Benintendi runs it down to retire the side. So after 2 innings completed, it's still Seattle 1-0. Top of the third. Up steps Josh Rojas hitting 342. He's in right field today.
Josh Rojas.
And the shift is on. He grounds it the other way. Long run for Termini, who throws across his body. It's an infield single because of the shift. They're going to give him a base hit on that, obviously. And they have the leadoff man on here in the top of the third. Next up is Shane Victorino, pardon me. And he hits a line drive, base hit to right. Margot fields it, throws it back in the infield, but very quickly we have runners at first and second for the Mariners with nobody out here in the top of the third. Drew Mendoza, who homered in his last at-bat, steps up. This is an important situation for this game. Grounds it up the middle and through. It's a base hit. It's an RBI. No, I'm sorry. Yes, it is. It's an RBI single for Drew Mendoza, and they have a 2-0 lead here in the third. What a mess. So, Fernando Tatis Jr. is up. Runners at first and second, nobody out. He had a single in the first. And he takes strike one. Sliders just off the plate inside. Count evens 1 ball, 1 strike on Tatis Jr. Two-seamer in there at the knees. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss at the fastball. And that's the first out of the inning. Tatis goes down swinging. He's the 4th strikeout of the game. He asks the umpire, was it high? And he says, no, it was in there. He just missed it. So, Freddie Freeman is up again. He struck out in the first. Lefty versus lefty. And he's out in front of the slider for strike one. Fouls off the two-seamer, strike 2. Count is no balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, the out slider off the plate, and there are 2 outs. 5 strikeouts already for Pizarski. So it's been a little hot and cold for Brendan so far. So now there are 2 outs. Still runners at first and second. Andrew Benintendi flew out in the first inning. He steps up. And it's strike 1 on the inside corner. Swing and a miss out in front of the changeup, and there are quickly 2 strikes. Just gets a piece of the slider. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Benintendi plays for the Boston Red Sox in real life. He's a current Major League ball player. And he skies at the center, but after a short run, O'Rourke is there. He makes the catch to retire the side. So they do get a run on the RBI single, but they hold it to just 1. 2.5 innings have been played. Seattle 2, Bronx Knights nothing. Bottom of the 3rd, Manuel Margot, backup player, taking over today for Benny Cicero in right. And he hits a deep butt foul. Strike 1. Inside, ball 1. Count as 1 ball, 1 strike. And he's a little behind on the curveball. Skies it to short center field. Second baseman, I have no idea what his name is. He makes the catch for the first out of the inning. American League West standings. As you can see, Seattle is 3 games behind the Bronx. If they win today, Seattle will be 2 games back. If they lose, they'll be 4 games back. So this is a big 2-game swing for these 2 teams. Max Lukelich is 0 for 1. So far, the Seattle Mariners have a 2-0 lead. Checks it, low, ball 1. And he fouls it back. 4 strike 1. Count as 1 ball, 1 strike on Lukelich. And he pops him up in the infield, just in foul territory. The third baseman makes the catch, Drew Mendoza, for the 2nd out of the inning. Next up is Don Mattingly. He flew out in the 1st. This is his 2nd plate appearance.
Mattingly.
Just gets a piece of the sinker. Strike 1. It's a 2-0 lead for Seattle here in the bottom of the 3rd. Pitch is low. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Don Mattingly. Checks the swing. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike. Just fouls off the sinker. Count remains 2-2. Just a little high. Count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. Bases are empty. And he pulls it, but right there on 1 hop in front of the right fielder. I thought he was going to catch it on a fly for the 3rd out of the inning, but he falls for a base hit. The Bronx Knights have a base runner here with 2 outs in the 3rd. Next up, with a walk in the 1st inning, is Chris Ramos, the 2nd baseman. No official at bat yet. He's a switch hitter batting from the left side against the righty Robin Roberts.
Ball 1.
Pitch is outside, low. He leads the team with 21 home runs, first 2 months of the season. Line drive down into the corner, the right field corner. It'll roll all the way to the wall. And it will be 2nd and 3rd. A little closer play than I thought at 2nd base, but nonetheless, it's a double for Chris Ramos. And with 2 outs, there's now runners at 2nd and 3rd for the Knights. So, Michael O'Rourke, who plays center field, he flew out in the 1st. He has 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Takes ball 1. And that's high, ball 2, 2-0. And he pulls the 2-0 pitch foul. Count is 2-1. And he lazy fly ball to center. And he makes the catch to retire the side. So they leave 2 runners in scoring position. So at the end of 3 innings of play, it's Seattle 2, the Bronx nothing. Top of the 4th, Hall of Famer Gary Carter struck out in the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 1. Those of you that aren't aware, he started his career with the Montreal Expos, a team that doesn't even exist anymore. Swings at the first pitch, and O'Rourke is there in center to make the catch for the first out.
The batter, the second baseman,
Isan Diaz. Grounded out in the 2nd. He's 0 for 1. Steps in with 1 out here in the 4th. At the knees for strike. And he pulls the 2-seamer foul. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Diaz. And he lines it, but O'Rourke's playing him shallow, and he races in to make the catch, 2nd out. Nice play by O'Rourke.
Now batter.
So the lineup turns up. No, check that. I take that back. Donovan Casey steps in with 2 outs here in the 4th. Popped out in the 2nd. He's 0 for 1. And right at the knees for strike 1. Swing and a miss at the slider inside. Count is 0-2. And it's a line drive, but Margot is there. He races over into the right field corner to retire the side. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Brendan Pizarski. And 3.5 played. It's still a 2-0 lead for Seattle. Bottom of the 4th. Jacob Salazar leads off. He's hitting .329. And he laces it towards the gap, and it will go over the right fielder's head. 1 hop to the wall. He looks like he's not stopping at 2nd. He's racing over to 3rd. It's going to be a stand-up triple. I'm sorry, check that. A leadoff triple, his 2nd of the season for Jacob Salazar to lead off the bottom of the 4th. Nice swing. Just flat-out speed from Salazar. So, Matt Termini, the 3rd baseman, steps in. He's 0 for 1. He flew out in the 2nd. He has a runner at 3rd base, less than 2 outs. Checks the swing, but it's in there for strike 1. Curveball's outside. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Salazar leads off 3rd. Way behind the high fastball. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Termini. And he pulls it, and it will be in. I'm sorry, check that. It's going to be an RBI double for Matt Termini, and the score is now 2-1 Seattle. That's his 11th double of the season. He lined it down the left field line and into the corner, 1 hop to the wall. There was some question as to whether or not it would stay fair, but it did. And the score is 2-1. Next up is the catcher, Anthony Mello. He grounded out in the 2nd. He has a runner in scoring position in Termini, leading off 2nd. And the first pitch is low, ball 1. And he jams him a little bit. Deep, hits it deep. I think he's going to tag up. Benintendi makes the throw in. Cutoff man grabs it. So it's a productive out because the runner moved from second to third on the deep fly ball by Milo. So now Gio Urshela gets to hit with a runner at third and less than 2 outs. He's 1 out, runner at third. Urshela's 0 for 1. And get him in without the benefit of a hit. Untie the ball game. And is it deep enough? We will find out. Here comes the strong throw to the plate. It is in time, double play. And Matt Termini hit a double in order to cut the lead in half. But it was a great throw to keep the lead intact. It's the Mariners leading 2-1 at the end of 4. Top of the 5th. Brendan Pizarski's still out there. He's facing Rojas, who was singled, scored a run in his first at-bat. And he hits it the other way. Termini races into short right, short left field, check that, to make the catch for the first out of the inning. Nice play by Termini with a tough pop-up. So the lineup turns over for the Mariners. Shane Victorino steps in again. He's 1 for 2. He had a single in the third. Pizarski has pitched well. He's just, and that's a strike, 95 on the radar gun. He's pitched well. He's just on the short end of a 2-1 ball game at the moment. Change-ups just under the strike zone. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Victorino was a Philadelphia Philly in his career, and he pulls it foul for strike 2. He was part of a team that went to the World Series in 2009, but lost to the New York Yankees. And decent major leaguer. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. But I don't think a Hall of Famer. Definitely not a Hall of Famer. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's Pizarski's 7th strikeout. I'm sorry, check that. 6th strikeout of the game.
Now batter, third base.
He's been sharp, with the exception of a couple of fuck-ups. Pardon my French. So Drew Mendoza has a homer and an RBI single. It's 2 for 2 in today's game. He's had Pizarski's number so far today. But not on this at-bat. Short, right field. Ramos is there. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. No, I'm sorry. I'm making mistakes left and right. That side is retired. So, halfway through the 5th, it's Seattle 2, Bronx Knights 1. Leading off for the Knights here in the bottom of the 5th is Manuel Margot. Popped out in the second inning. Checks the swing. Fastball's outside for ball 1. Margot is a backup, giving Will Cicero a day off in the outfield. Pitch is high, ball 2. Count is 2 balls and no strikes on the number 9 hitter. 3-0. Will he have the green light? No, he will not. Strike 1. Count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Shackles are off. Let's go. Nope. Ball 4. He walks the leadoff man. Margot is at first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Now batter, number 39.
So, Max Lukulich, the leadoff man, is 0 for 2. A lot of speed at first base. Right at the corner. Curveball right on the edge. Strike 1. Inside, ball 1, count is 1 ball and 1 strike on Lukulich. Lukulich has no power, but a lot of speed. So, see if he can put the ball in play. And it's a line drive, base hit to center. And just like that, with nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th, there are runners at first and second. Lukulich is 1 for 3. Next up is the hitman, Don Mattingly. He was the 1985 American League Most Valuable Player for the New York Yankees. In this fictional universe, he's 1 for 2 with a single. And it is high and deep. It is Gonzo, a 3-run home run for Don Mattingly, his 11th of the season. And just like that, the Bronx Knights have a 4-2 lead. Woo-ah! Line drive. Donnie baseball. Short porch here in classic Yankee Stadium. So, 4-2 lead Bronx Knights. Still nobody out. Chris Ramos is up. He takes the pitch high. He got a double in the third. He's 1 for 1. Double and a walk so far. This is his second official at bat. And he pulls the pitch foul. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Fouls it, slices foul the other way. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Ramos. Grounds it the other way to the third baseman Mendoza. Fires across the diamond for the first out here at the bottom of the fifth.
Now batting, center fielder, Mike.
Next up is Michael O'Rourke. He's flown out twice. He's 3 for 10 in the series. And he pulls it just foul. Deep butt foul for strike 1.
That's a ball.
Next pitch is outside for ball 1. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on O'Rourke. Just gets a piece of the changeup. Check that, the breaking ball. Count is 1 and 2. Outside, ball 2. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And he pulls it into the seats. And the count remains 2 and 2. Outside, ball 3. Count is 3 and 2. Salazar is on deck. Full count. 1 out. Just gets a piece to stay alive. We'll do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases empty here in the bottom of the 5th. And it's in the dirt. Ball 4. He walks him. So Jacob Salazar steps up to the plate. 2 right-handers are warming in the Mariners bullpen. He had a triple and a run scored. He's 1 for 1. And he skies it the other way, but Benintendi is there. He makes the catch for the second out. No advance on the base paths.
Now batting, number 79.
Next up is Matt Termini. He has an RBI double today. He's 6 for 10 in the series. And he's off. Strong throw. He is... Oh, he's out to retire the side. Termini will have to step up there again next inning. So, he may have been thrown out, but not before Don Mattingly hit a 3-run homer in order to give the Bronx Knights the lead 4-2. So, top of the 6th. Tatis Jr. is 1 for 2 with a single. Pizarski is now the winning pitcher of record, provided he doesn't give up the lead. And he throws in there strike 1. Swing and a miss at the slider, strike 2. Grounds it to Salazar at short. Fields fires, got him for the first out.
The first baseman, number 5,
Freddie Freeman is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Strike 1. Freddie Freeman, strike 2. Pulls it foul. Economical pitch count for Pizarski. Only 54th pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And I believe that is his 7th strikeout of the game. He's been sharp.
Now batting, the left fielder, Andrew Benintendi.
Andrew Benintendi. 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts. There are 2 outs here in the 6th. Pitch is a little high, but high strike. Swing and a miss, and the slider out in front. Count as no balls and 2 strikes on Benintendi. Swing and a miss, his 8th strikeout, and he retires the side. So after 6 innings of pitching, he's given up only 2 runs, and the Bronx Knights lead 4 to 2.
Your attention, please.
Taking over pitching for the Mariners is Nick Anderson, making his 30th appearance in only 2 months. My goodness. Record is 1-3 with a 3.38 earned run average. They're going to blow this guy's arm out. Matt Termini is up yet again.
Leading off for the
He's 1 for 2 with a double.
the third baseman, number 79.
And he pulls it foul. Strike 1. Count evens of 1 ball and 1 strike.
Nope.
2-1. 2 right-handers in the Mariners bullpen. Gyro Diaz and Hunter Wood. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike on Termini. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Inside ball 3. Hitters count. 3 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. It's good, he's swinging. See what happens. Ball 4, they walk the leadoff man. So Anderson gives a free pass out from the bullpen. They're down by 2. They can't give up any more insurance runs if they hope to prevent themselves from being swept. So Anthony Miller was 0 for 2. Steps in there for his 3rd plate appearance. Inside slider, ball 1. And he pops him up in the infield. Diaz is under it, makes the catch for the first out. And Anthony Miller is 0 for 3 today.
Now batting, number 30.
Pops him up. So Gio Urshela, 0 for 2, steps up. 1 out in the 6th. Swings out in front of his breaking ball. Strike 1. Quick throw over to make sure Termini is close. Termini does have speed. Can steal a bag or 2, so makes sense to. Swing and a miss. High fastball. 98 on the radar gun. Count is no balls and 2 strikes on Urshela. Urshela plays for the New York Yankees in real life, current player. And he hits it high, but not that deep. The left fielder, Benintendi, races over to make the catch. There are 2 outs. Termini stays at first.
The right fielder,
The number 9 hitter, Manuel Margot, is officially 0 for 1. He does have a walk and a run score. Termini leads off first, but again, another throw. Freeman keeps him close. Another throw to first. I think they can sense that he wants to go. Trying to get himself in a scoring position with 2 outs. And he swings and fouls it off. Count is no balls and 1 strike on Manuel Margot. I think he's a current major leaguer, but I don't know what team he plays for. Outside, ball 2. Oh, check that. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike on Margot. And he hits it high and deep. It is at the warning track. Benintendi makes the catch to retire the side. So, 6 innings complete. It's still a 2-run lead for the Bronx Knights. They lead 4-2. All right. This 7th inning is probably going to be the last inning that Pizarski pitches. So, as I was saying earlier, Gary Carter played for the Montreal Expos first. Then he went over to the New York Mets and won the World Series with the Mets in 1986. And he swings at the first pitch. Here at the top of the 7th, Ramos throws and gets him by a half a step for the first out here in the top of the 7th. Isan Diaz is 0 for 2. He's only has 17 at-bats for the season. He's 3 for 17 this season. Which is not very good. Takes a strike. We're in the 7th inning. Pizarski only has 59 pitches. It's impressive. Oh, and he hits high and deep. It's drifting. It's at the wall. It's, one bounce off the wall. They were playing him shallow. Worked the first time. Didn't work this time as he put a real charge into it. And it's his first double of the season. He's 4 for 18 on the season. That's his 4th hit and first double of the season. So, Donovan Casey's 0 for 2. He has a runner in scoring position with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. And that fastball, Pizarski doesn't know where that pitch was. He thought that was a strike, but umpire called it a ball. Grounds it to the second baseman, throws to first for the second out. The runner moves to third on the out. So, Josh Rojas has a single and a run scored. He's 1 for 2. He's up with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th with a runner at third. And he fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. He is the tying run at the plate. Swing and a miss at the changeup. Way out in front. Count as no balls and 2 strikes on Rojas. Just off the plate. Could have been called strike 3, but was not. It's 1 and 2. Even though it's raining, a lot of fans in the stands. Swing and a miss, strike 3. His 9th strikeout of the game. Get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. It's Knights 4, Mariners 2. I think it's going to be his last innings. 2 runs, 7 innings, 9 strikeouts. Before Max hits, we're going to go to the manager's office and the bullpen. And it's 4-2. We're going to get Biddle warm and Betances warm with the intention of Betances coming in the game. We'll see what happens. So, 1 for 3, Luke Litch, left fielder, steps up, bottom of the 7th. And he hits it high, but not that deep, to right field. Rojas makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Don Mattingly is 2 for 3 today. And the Knights are winning because of this in the 5th. A line drive, 3-run home run that gave the Knights a 4-2 lead. So he steps in yet again. Bases are empty with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. High, ball 1. Checks his swing. Sinker is low. Ball 2, 2-0. Just gets a piece of the fastball. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike. And it's a line drive that will be caught at the warning track by Rojas for the 2nd out of the inning. Line drive, but right at the right field. Barely had to move. So Chris Ramos had a double in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2. He also walked in the game. Steps in against Nick Anderson. Takes ball 1 in the dirt. And he fouls it off. Strike one. Count as 1 ball, 1 strike. And he hits a fly ball the other way, but Benintendi is there to retire the side. So after 7 innings of play, it's a 2-run ball game here in the 3rd game of this 3-game set. The Bronx Knights are looking for a sweep, and if they hold on to this lead 4-2, they may get it. Do you want to change pitchers? Yes, I do. Setup man, Dylan Betances, pitching in his 25th game. His record is 0-2. He does have a 1.54 earned run average. He has been dominant. Shane Victorino is 1 for 3. And he takes strike 1. Knuckle curve floats in there for strike 2. Swing and a miss at the high fastball. Strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. So, Brendan Pisarski, 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, 9 strikeouts. He is the pitcher of record if they can hold the lead. So, Drew Mendoza has had a game. He's 2 for 3 with a homer, a single. He's got 2 runs batted in. Fastball is just off the plate outside, ball 1. Ooh, that was close. Again, called the ball by the home plate umpire. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Checks the swing, but it's in there. 2-1. And he breaks his bat. Has to turn himself around. Oh, he's safe. It's an infield hit. They're calling an error on the catcher. That's an interesting call. The bat was broken. He lost it, didn't know where it was. Picked it up, had to reorient himself, and he just beat it out. So the tying run comes to the plate in Fernando Tatis Jr. 1 for 3 today with a single. Called strike number 1. There's 1 out here in the 8th. Runners at first base. Swing and a miss. 98 miles an hour on the radar gun. And there are quickly 2 strikes on Tatis Jr. Swing and a miss on the slurve. Strike 3, and there are 2 down. Before Freddie Freeman hits, manager's office, bullpen. I'm going to sit down. No, I'm going to leave him warming up, but I'm also going to warm up John Smoltz. Because John Smoltz is going to close the 9th if the score stays the same. And he hits it to straightaway center. O'Rourke is there. He makes the catch for the final out of the 8th. So, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left after 7.5 innings of play. It's still the Knights leading 4-2.
Your attention, please.
Jairo Diaz making his 16th appearance on the mound for the Seattle Mariners. He's 0-2 with a 4.26 earned run average. And he gets to face Michael O'Rourke, who is 0 for 2 with a walk today.
For the ninth, the center fielder, Mike O'Rourke.
And he lashes it foul for strike number 1. Hold on. Manager's office, bullpen. Biddle is going to sit down. Bumgardner is going to stretch and toss. John Smoltz is going to be scheduled to put in the game. So Smoltz is going to come in the game, but if I score like 7 runs, I'm going to sit Smoltz down, and Madison Bumgardner is going to come in the game. This is the year 2024. By the time you get 3 years from now, Bumgardner is basically a long relief guy. He's not a starter anymore. So at least not on this team. So the count is no balls and 1 strike. Pitch is outside. Count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike on O'Rourke. Outside corner with the 2-seamer. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on O'Rourke. Swing and a miss. 99 miles an hour for the first strikeout, first out of the inning. O'Rourke is 0 for 3 today.
Number 3, shortstop, Jacob Salazar.
Jacob Salazar steps up. 2 right-handers are warming in the bullpen for the Mariners. And he hits a ground ball, base hit up the middle, and he's 2 for 4. So with 1 out, the Knights have a base runner.
Now batting, number 79.
Next up is Matt Termini. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI double today. Quick throw over to first to keep Salazar close. Again, throw over to first. Inside corner, the slider. Count is no balls, 1 strike. Again, to throw over to first. He's preoccupied with Salazar. He does have a lot of speed. Way out in front of the slider. The count is no balls and 2 strikes on Matt Termini. Seems like the rain has stopped here at Classic Yankee Stadium.
No, that's low.
2-seamer is just off the plate low. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. And he pulls it, and it will be caught by Benintendi for the 2nd out of the inning.
Now batting.
Next up is Anthony Miller. He's 0 for 3. Pitch out. Nothing doing on the base paths. Count is 1-0 on Miller. And he pulls it foul. Count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. Checks the swing, balls in the dirt, blocked nicely by Carter. No advance. Count is 2-1. And he hits it high and deep, but he goes foul. Pulls it down the third base line. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's low. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. The runner will be on the move. Here comes the payoff pitch. And he fouls the slider back to the screen, and we'll do it all over again. Count is still full. And he bounces it back up the middle, and it's nice play by Tatis Jr. Behind the second base bag, he throws it out. Great play. Anyway, the side is retired. 8 innings have played. It's Seattle. Time for Seattle. Last licks. They need 2 to tie. Can they do it against John Smoltz? We'll find out. John Smoltz, 19th appearance. He's 3-0. He has 10 saves in 12 opportunities. His ERA is 3.15. He has 30 strikeouts in 20 innings pitched. Leading off for the Seattle Mariners, Andrew Benintendi's 0 for 3 here in the top of the 9th. And strike 1.
0-1's the count.
Swinging and miss at the slider.
0-2.
Count is no balls and 2 strikes.
One ball.
Splitter
2 strikes.
inside. Ball 1. Count is 1-2. He hits it high, but not overly deep. Margot is there and right. and makes the catch for the first out here in the ninth inning.
The catcher, number 8.
Gary Carter's 0 for 3. Steps in with 1 out. And he pulls it foul for strike 1. Strike 2. Count as no balls, 2 strikes on Carter. Lines it. Oh, it's off the glove of Termini. No chance. It's an infield single for Gary Carter. Hard line drive. Almost a spectacular catch, but the tying run comes to the place. Isan Diaz had a double in the 7th. He's 1 for 3. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. He's 4 for 18 on the season. It's a .222 average. Barely gets any playing time. Slider outside corner, strike 2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, there are 2 outs. Seattle Mariners are down to their final out.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Jonathan Casey. Ladies and gentlemen,
so pinch hitting with 2 outs in the 9th is Hall of Famer Paul Molitor. Steps up against Hall of Famer John Smoltz. Oh, and he hits it high and deep. And this ball game is tied with 2 outs in the 9th. It's 4-4 on the pinch hit 2-run home run by Paul Molitor, his 8th of the season. It's his 3rd blown save of the season, and the crowd goes silent. Ooh. Don Mattingly is also the manager. That's why he's a Hall of Famer. .437 feet, and this ball game is tied. So next up, Josh Rojas, single and a run scored. He's 1 for 3. Strike 1.
0-1's the count.
Swing and a miss at the splitter.
0-2 is the count.
0-2. Just gets a piece of the fastball to stay alive. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes on Josh Rojas, the right fielder. Just fouls off the slider. Again, gets a piece of the splitter. Count remains 0-2. Out in front, pulls it foul. We'll do it again. Strike 3 looking inside his tire, but not before Paul Molitor comes off the bench for a pinch hit 2-run game tying home run here at 2 outs in the 9th, and we're going to the bottom of the 9th inning. The score is tied at 4. Okay, so hold on a second. Manager's office, bullpen. Bumgarner's going to come in and pitch, warm him up, schedule him to pitch. Hopefully he never will have to. Gio Urshela's up. Let's see if he can hit a home run and end this game. Checks his swing, pitches high, ball 1. He's 0 for 3 today. Coming down to earth a little bit. For a hot start this season. Way out in front of the slider. Count evens 1 ball, 1 strike on Urshela. Line drive, slices, foul. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. And it's a line drive that will fall in front of the center fielder Victorino. It's a leadoff single for the Knights here in the top of the 9th inning. Winning run is now at first base.
The right fielder, number 13, Medwell.
Manuel Margot. Pitches low, ball 1. And he pulls the 2-seamer foul. The count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. I was wondering if the bunt would be on, but I guess it's not. And he pulls it foul. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Checks his swing, or did he? Yes, he did. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Margot. And he swings and a miss for the first out of the inning, way out in front of the breaking ball. And the lineup turns over.
Number 39.
Max Lukulich is up. He's 1 for 4 today with a single and a run scored. And he slices it, but caught in right field by Rojas, and there are 2 outs. The runner does not advance.
Now batting, the designated hitter, John.
Don Mattingly is 2 for 4 today. He's had a homer, a single, 3 runs batted in. He has a runner at first with 2 outs in the 9th. He hits it high and deep. It is just foul. He almost hit a walk-off 2-run homer to end the game, but it's a long strike. Count is 0-1. Oh, he does it again. It's just a little out in front. A little out. Very quickly, the count is no balls and 2 strikes on Mattingly. You can tell what he's trying to do. Oh, he gets away. The runner goes all the way to second on the wild pitch. So now there's a runner in scoring position where all they'll need is a single by Mattingly to win the game. Let's see this again. Okay, I need to see if there's a way that I can, hold on a second. I need to see who's at second base. Gio Urshela, manager, substitution. I need to see first off, Gio Urshela. I need to see who's got speed. Benny's got speed. You know what I'm doing? I'm putting Benny in. You want to pinch it, Benny LoCicero for Gio Urshela? Yes, I do.
Your attention, please.
Okay, because he's got an 80 speed, and on a single, he'll score. I want him to score.
Number 38.
Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Mattingly. 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Side retired. We're going extra innings. At the end of 9 innings of play, the score is tied at 4. Do you want to change pitchers? Of course I do.
Your attention, please. Now
Benny LoCicero is at first base.
Number 38.
I don't think Benny can play first base. Let me just very quickly go into... Shane Victorino is going to lead off, but I'm going to look at my substitutions real quick. I'm just going to see. I'm curious to see if... what positions can he play? So first base. First, what can Benny play? Benny's an outfielder. Is there any outfielder that can play first base? Ooh, Michael Rourke can play first base. So we're going to do this one for this one. Okay, so Benny LoCicero is going to play center. But I don't think I want Benny to play center. See, let me see something. Fielding 77. Fielding 99. So we're going to switch Max and Benny. So Benny's going to be in left. Actually, hold on a second. Let me see something. Yeah, Benny's going to be in left. No, wait a minute. Hold on. Sorry to be a pain. Benny normally plays right field. Let's put Margot in left because he's the, what do they call it? Max Lukulich is the 99 fielding. He should play in center. And here we go. Makes a lot more sense. Okay, so Shane Victorino is 1 for 4. Madison Bumgarner is the new pitcher here in the top of the 10th. And it is a base hit between the shortstop and third baseman. The leadoff man for the Mariners is on here in the top of the 10th. One pitch was all it took. Drew Mendoza is up, 2 for 4. He had a home run today. And they'll just take the out. So the sacrifice was successful. There's a runner in scoring position. 3 unassisted.
The shortstop, Fernando Tatis Jr.
Fernando Tatis Jr. has a runner in scoring position with 1 out in the 10th. He had a single in the first, but otherwise he's 1 for 4. And he hits a deep drive. Although Cicero is there, the runner advances almost as if it's a sacrifice fly. There are 2 outs here in the top of the 10th, but there's a runner 90 feet from home plate in Shane Victorino. Freddie Freeman is 0 for 4. Inside corner. Nope, check that. It's off the plate, ball 1. Change up is low. Ball 2. Count is 2 balls and no strikes on Freddie Freeman. Victorino leads off third. Grounds it hard to O'Rourke playing first base in relief. He takes it himself to the bag and the side is retired. So we go to the bottom of the 10th with the score tied at 4.
Ladies and gentlemen,
taking over pitching duties for the Mariners is Hunter Wood, making his 22nd appearance. He is 3-2 with a 5.40 earned run average. And stepping up to the plate is Chris Ramos. He doubled in the 3rd inning, but otherwise he's 1 for 3.
the second baseman, Chris Ramos.
Out in front of the changeup for strike 1. Outside ball 1, count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. Two and 1.
1 strike, the count.
Count is 3 and 1. Michael O'Rourke's on deck. Three balls, 1 strike. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 10th. And it's a line drive, base hit to center field. Ramos is at first to lead off the inning. He's 2 for 4 today.
The bat, the first baseman, Mike O'Rourke.
Will Michael O'Rourke be bunting, or will he be swinging away? I guess we'll have to find out. Lefty and a righty are warming up in the bullpen for the Mariners. He hits it high and deep. It is Gonzo. That's a walk-off 2-run home run for Michael O'Rourke, his 13th of the season. And they've swept the Seattle Mariners 3 straight here at Classic Yankee Stadium. What a ball game. Woo! The final score in this 3rd of a 3-game set is 6-4 in 10 innings. Oh, that felt good. There's a 4-game lead in the division. The Seattle Mariners came into town, 1 game out, and lost 3 straight, and now they're 4 games out of first place. Oh, that was beautiful. Player of the game is Don Mattingly? I don't think so. The player of the game is Michael O'Rourke for that 2-run blast to end to walk off. But that was a nice 2-run home. It was a 3-run homer line drive shot early in the game. All right. He was 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs. The Fields crew was taking care of that beautiful classic stadium. So, in 10 innings, Bronx Knights had 6 runs, 10 hits, 1 error, while the Seattle Mariners had 4 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. Madison Bumgarner becomes the pitcher of record. He gets the win. Hunter Wood gets the loss. And as you saw before, Don Mattingly was 2 for 5 with a homer. He gets player of the game. I do think honorable mention has to go to Michael O'Rourke for the walk-off 2-run shot. So the final here in Classic Yankee Stadium is 6-4. Thank you so much for watching. This has been a broadcast of Bronx Knights baseball. I am RC Robbin. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. I really would appreciate it. Have yourself a great night. See you again soon.